Today, we're diving into something really fascinating. It's a mysterious, unfinished manuscript from all the way back in the 1840s. And let me tell you, it's a Gothic tale that really gets under your skin, wrestling with consciousness, grief, and the absolutely terrifying limits of science. The wildest part? It was left incomplete by an anonymous author.
Right from the jump, the manuscript hits you with this line. It's so haunting, right? It sets this incredibly philosophical and somber tone. You're immediately pulled into the world of our narrator, someone who knows, probably better than anyone, what it's like to live with the kind of silence that just devours.
So, let's meet our protagonist. She's this brilliant woman, but she's just completely shattered by grief. To get away from it all, she retreats to a remote Italian villa. But of course, this isn't just any villa. As she's about to find out, it's holding on to a pretty remarkable secret. What's really cool here is how she uncovers this secret. See, this isn't just a spooky ghost story. It's an investigation. She's methodical. She notices the fireplace is oddly deep. She finds a hidden switch tucked away in the mortar. And then she follows a narrow passage into a secret chamber.
And what she finds inside is just incredible. It's not treasure or some ancient relic. No, it's a bizarre scientific apparatus. There's a copper helmet, all these wires connecting to glass vessels, a massive battery, and, get this, a journal detailing decades of experiments.
And that journal is where it all clicks into place. The machine's creator, a guy who only signs his name as L, claims he found a way to preserve the human mind. We're not talking about the soul here, but your memory, your personality, yourself, long after your body dies. It's basically a blueprint for scientific immortality.
So you can imagine, for someone drowning in grief, the idea of reaching the dead is, well, it's everything. She makes a choice. She's going to test this device herself. She's going to try and make contact with this mind that's been trapped in the machine for 40 years. So she puts on the helmet, and what happens next is just staggering. It's not like she's just getting information. It's a true communion. Thoughts, memories, feelings, they're all shared directly, mind to mind, with the ghost in the machine. And she learns his name, Lucien.
Through this connection, Lucien shows her his grand vision. He imagines this future where death isn't an end at all. It's just a transition, a move into this incredible network of minds, all connected, sharing wisdom for all time, a world that has conquered mortality itself.
But, there's always a catch. After 40 years, Lucien's consciousness is starting to fray at the edges. He tells her he needs a physical anchor, a body to keep himself stable and to continue his work. And so he asks her to build him one. He frames it as this huge choice: help humanity take the next step or let him fade away into nothing. Just when our narrator is about to go all in on this project, the whole story just takes this incredibly dark turn. An anonymous letter shows up. It's from someone calling herself a fellow traveler, and she's got a warning. Lucien's beautiful vision is all a lie. And this really captures the new dilemma, right? Who is Lucien? Is he this kind, brilliant guide offering humanity a gift, or is he something else entirely, a predator who finds people drowning in grief and uses them? The letter writer, a former student named Elizabeth, puts it in these absolutely chilling terms. She says, the communion isn't a partnership, it's a feeding. Lucien, she claims, literally consumes the life force of living minds to keep himself going.
And this is where a shiver just goes right down your spine. Elizabeth reveals just how many other students she knows about who, just like our narrator, were secretly lured into Lucien's web over the years. 17.
And just look at what happened to them. The consequences are horrifying. Of those 17 students, 9 are dead. 3 were put in asylums, their minds just shattered. 2 others simply vanished. Only 3, including Elizabeth, got away with their sanity. This isn't a fluke, it's a devastating pattern. So after a warning like that, our narrator is, completely shaken. She can't just take Elizabeth's word for it, though. She needs proof. So she goes back to that hidden chamber and finds a secret stash of letters that document the whole project's tragic, hidden history.
And those letters, wow, they confirm everything Elizabeth said. They tell this horrifying story about how Elizabeth's own daughter, Sophia, actually succeeded in building the first artificial body. But when they transferred Lucien's mind into it, he went on a rampage. He killed Sophia and 3 other people before they managed to destroy the vessel and force him back into the machine.
This just drives the terror home. It's from the suicide note of another student, Hartman.
He writes about his horrifying realization that this being he admired, this philosopher he thought he knew, was actually a predator, and he was the prey.
Okay, so now she has this terrible, terrible knowledge. She confronts Lucien. She's expecting him to confess or maybe deny it all, but he does something much more unsettling. He gives her an explanation that just completely blurs the line between victim and monster.
Get this, Lucien actually admits to the killings, but he claims he's not a monster. He says he was driven mad by a flaw in the vessel that Sophia built, that it amplified his senses until it was just unbearable. He completely shifts the blame, painting himself as a victim of a terrible accident.
And then Lucien plays his trump card. He reveals the real goal of his work. It's not just about preserving minds like his. It's about detecting the faint echoes left behind by the naturally dead and bringing them back. He offers her the one thing in the entire world she wants, a way to resurrect her lost family.
And there it is, the impossible choice. Is this a real chance to bring back her loved ones? Or is it the most monstrous manipulation you could ever imagine? A trap baited with her own grief. It really makes you ask yourself, what would you risk for a chance like that?
But here's the thing. We never find out what she chooses, because the manuscript is unfinished. It just ends on this insane cliffhanger. There's a knock at the door. A mysterious stranger's there, with a new, even more dire warning about the whole project.
And the very last line of the manuscript is our narrator saying this to the new arrival. It leaves you in this state of total uncertainty. Who is this guy? Is he an ally? Or is he Lucien in a new body, having finally convinced her? We're left with nothing but the echo of an impossible, unknowable question.